Welcome to Google Cloud Security Talks, a special web series where you get a variety of expert insights into the Google Cloud security ecosystem. My name is Rob Sadowski, and I lead security product marketing for Google Cloud. Today, we're going to cover a lot of ground. First, to set some context, I want to talk about our mission. What's our aim and goal in cloud security, and how do we go about it? Second, we're going to share some recent product updates and new security innovations in our products and platforms. We organize our work into three areas. First, security of the cloud, capabilities that are built into our platforms that you mostly get by default. Second, security in the cloud, security products or features that you can configure to secure your users, apps, and data in our platforms. And third, security services, security functionality that you can use on or off our platforms. And finally, I'm going to close with a quick update on our ecosystem and partners. You can ask questions at any time on the platform, and we have Googlers on standby to answer them. So let's get started. At Google Cloud, we offer comprehensive enterprise security capabilities that span from the data center to endpoints. From a secure global platform to build and run applications with GCP, to apps to collaborate in a secure environment with G Suite, to business and business to consumer identity platforms, to secure endpoints and access platforms with Chrome and Android Enterprise, we provide a modern security infrastructure for businesses to build on. Our mission is building the most trusted cloud. So how do we do it? First, we establish a verifiably secure foundation. Second, we deliver visibility and meaningful transparency into our operations. Third, we verify our claims regularly through independent third parties. Fourth, we work to simplify the controls in the cloud that you can use. And finally, fifth, we keep investing to help you stay ahead of changing threats and regulatory requirements. In terms of our infrastructure foundation, security of the cloud, we're focused on defense in depth, at scale, by default. So for example, our hardware is purpose-built and designed by Google to our specs. We employ a custom-designed chip that serves as a hardware root of trust to ensure that untrusted software can't run on our infrastructure. Identities, both users and services, are strongly authenticated. Data stored in our infrastructure is automatically encrypted at rest, and communications over the internet to our cloud services are encrypted as well. And a dedicated operations team works to detect threats and respond to incidents 24/7, 365. Now, Google undergoes regular independent third-party audits to examine the controls present in our data centers, our infrastructure, and our operations. Our certifications include the most widely recognized, internationally accepted independent security standards. And we also provide documentation on how our customers may use our products and services to help meet various compliance requirements around the world. And the list of regulations that we provide guidance on continues to grow every quarter. We also make strong commitments to customers about your data. So, you own your data, not Google. Google never sells customer data to third parties. Google Cloud does not use customer data for advertising. All your data is encrypted at rest by default. We guard against insider access to your data. And we never give any government entity backdoor access. And our privacy practices, as I mentioned, are audited against international standards. As a result of these efforts, we're happy that many customers put their trust in Google Cloud and use our services. And these are just a subset of customers who have provided public examples or statements in the past year on how they're using Google Cloud security products and capabilities to protect their businesses. Now, let's turn to some of the recent security innovations that we've made available to Google Cloud customers. In 2018, we announced more than 70 new security products or features. And at our Google Cloud Next customer conference in April, we announced more than 30 more, and this has continued since. This is a tremendous pace of innovation, and it's what's required to help organizations protect themselves against today's threats and maintain their security posture in the cloud. So let's take a look at some of the highlights and talk first about security of the cloud. As I said, at Google Cloud, we believe that trust is created through transparency. And we were the first provider to provide near real-time visibility into the rare cases where support or engineering personnel access customer data in our cloud. a capability we call Access Transparency. Access Transparency logs detail the time, resource access, justification, and office location of the person who made the access. And this capability is generally available for both Google Cloud Platform and G Suite. And we've taken this capability even further with Access Approval for GCP. Now, Access Approval allows you to require explicit consent before your data or configurations are accessed on GCP. Again, we're the first cloud provider to offer controls of this nature that cover all our employees, giving you even more meaningful oversight. Now we're going to cover some of our newest innovations for security in the cloud, features that provide visibility and keep you in control of your users and your data. So let's start with managing identities and access. In any organization, there are users that, because of their role, have more access and more privileges. And it's critically important to make sure their accounts are secure, because the cost to compromise of such an account is very high. Now, phishing is one of the most damaging methods that attackers use to compromise user accounts. To address this, we launched Titan security keys in the United States in 2018. These are FIDO security keys that include firmware developed by Google to provide a phishing-resistant second authentication factor. Titan security keys are now available via the Google Store in Japan, Canada, France, and the UK, as well as through distributors in Canada, Japan, and the US for bulk orders. But what if you don't have a separate security key? Well, here you go. You can now use your Android phone, which may be even more convenient because most users have their phones with them all the time. Activation is easy. There's a one-time enrollment process, and no additional hardware or apps are required. So now that accounts are protected from phishing with security keys, let's see how strongly authenticated accounts fit into a broader policy framework. Google's context-aware access allows organizations to define and enforce granular access to GCP APIs, GCP resources, G Suite, and third-party SaaS apps based on a user's identity, location, and the context of their request. This helps you increase your overall security posture while decreasing complexity for users, giving them the ability to seamlessly log on to apps from anywhere and any device. Now let's dig a little bit deeper into G Suite. G Suite is our productivity suite with apps like Gmail, Calendar, Google Docs, and Google Drive for your enterprise. It's another area where our pace of security innovation shows. Google's Advanced Protection Program safeguards the personal Google accounts of users at risk of targeted attacks, like journalists, activists, business leaders, and political campaign teams. Now, we're taking this core concept and making it available to all G Suite, GCP, and Cloud Identity customers. So with the Advanced Protection Program for the enterprise, once you identify your users that are most at risk, we'll automatically enforce a specific set of policies for those high-risk users, including requiring the use of security keys, automatically blocking access to high-risk third-party apps, and enhanced email scanning. This capability is now in beta. Security Sandbox for Gmail detects the presence of unknown malware and attachments by virtually executing them in a private, secure sandbox environment. And it analyzes the side effects on the operating system to determine malicious behavior. Email attachments are detonated within a sandbox in the exact same way as if an actual user had clicked on it. And this is done in a matter of minutes prior to delivery of the email. So it provides users with an extra layer of security. And Alert Center for G Suite already delivers important actionable security alerts to admins. We're now adding anomalous activity alerts to the Alert Center. Anomaly alerting leverages machine learning analysis on Google Drive security signals and activity from your domain in order to detect sensitive document sharing, potentially malicious activity, and other security-related issues. All these features are available for G Suite Enterprise customers. We're also introducing new ways for security admins to collaborate. Now, G Suite excels at collaboration for users, but if you look at how most admins triage issues and collaborate, it's almost archaic. So we're starting to introduce G Suite-style collaboration for these security admins. Within the Security Center and the Alert Center, admins can assign alerts to each other, track severity and status from the admin console, and most importantly, they can collaborate together on security investigations. Now, admins are busy, and they're often overwhelmed with a lot of information. Security automation allows them to create rules and set up automated actions and alerts. So now admins can create automated rules to perform remediative actions or send notifications to the Alert Center. So there, teams of admins and analysts can work together to take ownership of alerts and update the status as they work through these security investigations. Taken together, these capabilities can be a big step forward to help admins in their prevention, detection, and remediation journey. Now let's take a look at some of the recent capabilities we've brought to enhance security in the cloud on Google Cloud Platform. One of the most important capabilities for organizations as they move workloads into the cloud is the ability to monitor the security posture of their environment. Cloud Security Command Center provides visibility into what assets are in Google Cloud Platform and their security state. Cloud SCC makes it easier for you to prevent, detect, and respond to threats, and identify misconfigurations in VMs, networks, applications, and storage from a single pane of glass, and act on them before they result in business damage or loss. Without visibility, it can be difficult to know if there are any latent vulnerabilities in your web applications, much less how to fix them. So we recently announced the general availability of Cloud Security Scanner for Google Kubernetes Engine and Compute Engine, which join Cloud Security Scanner for App Engine. Now, no matter where you run your applications on Google Cloud, you can quickly gain insights into potential web app vulnerabilities like cross-site scripting, outdated or insecure libraries, and take action before a bad actor can exploit them. Another key feature of Cloud Security Command Center is Security Health Analytics. A huge number of cloud security incidents are the result of misconfigurations. To protect our customers, our security team has evaluated the most common ways that a customer is likely to misconfigure their cloud setup, and we're now providing scanners through Security Health Analytics to help find and fix these gaps. These are things like exposed credentials, public buckets that should be private, and misconfigured firewalls. Another way we help customers configure resources correctly is with a new alpha service called Policy Intelligence. Often, admin can overgrant identity and access management permissions to their users, and this opens up a whole new attack surface. To mitigate this, we've created IAM Role Recommender, which uses machine learning models to evaluate all the permissions that a user needs and recommends the best role for them based on their access patterns over time. Now, the other end of this is Troubleshooter. Oftentimes, access policies can get quite complex for large organizations. So when a user calls the help desk to understand why they can't get access to something, the admin has to unravel a lot of potential routes to give them access. Troubleshooter automates the process of figuring out why someone doesn't have access and lets the admin fix it quickly without overgranting those permissions. Now, for users running sensitive workloads in containers, they want to apply the defense in depth security principles that we talked about. Traditionally, containers share the same host kernel, which means that an attacker compromises container A, they might be able to reach the host and compromise container B. GKE Sandbox, which is in beta, is a new feature for Google Kubernetes Engine that adds an additional layer of defense without changing how developers interact with their containers or workloads. GKE Sandbox is based on the open source project gvisor, which was developed here at Google. It provides a user space kernel to intercept and handle syscalls, reducing the direct interaction with the host and reducing the attack surface. And no matter what your application needs to do, there's a good chance it needs to connect to other services to get it done. Maybe it needs to connect to a data warehouse or connect to a machine learning training set. If that application runs on Kubernetes, this kind of authentication has traditionally been a challenge, requiring workarounds and suboptimal solutions that were overly permissive or burdensome. Now, workload identity is a new way for applications running in GKE to authenticate and consume other Google Cloud services. Workload identity creates a relationship between Kubernetes service accounts and Cloud IAM service accounts, which lets your application access other Google Cloud services without you having to manage Kubernetes secrets or IAM account keys. So we spoke about security of the cloud and security in the cloud. The third way we help customers are with services that provide security capabilities on or off our cloud. An exciting recent announcement is that Chronicle, Alphabet's enterprise security company that was born in the X Moonshot factory, is joining Google Cloud. Chronicle's VirusTotal malware intelligence services will be a powerful addition to the pool of threat data that's informing Google Cloud security offerings, and the integration of Chronicle Backstory, which focuses on making threat investigation faster, will help us provide an end-to-end ability to prevent, detect, investigate, and remediate security threats before they impact your business. We also introduced new user protection services to help you protect against web application attacks and phishing. Google has a solution called Safe Browsing, which scours the web to find phishing and malware sites and prevents access to those sites on Chrome, Safari Mobile, Firefox, and others to protect billions of users. To help users protect their users from phishing attempts, we have two enterprise evolutions of this service. The first is the Web Risk API. Web Risk detects malicious URLs on your website and in client applications. You pass us a URL before exposing it to customers, and we'll scan it with Safe Browsing to tell you if we believe it's a malicious or phishing URL. The second is enterprise phishing protection. Here, you give us a brand kit, and we'll scour the web looking for sites that are using that brand kit in attempts to phish users. You don't need to wait for a lengthy traditional takedown process either to protect your users. Malicious sites are added into Safe Browsing to protect users across the globe in half an hour or less. Now, the other big problem that customers face are various fraud schemes that target their web applications. Google's reCAPTCHA solution protects over 2 million websites from bots and fraud today. We now offer reCAPTCHA Enterprise, which extends the solution with a variety of enterprise features. And finally, as we're talking about protecting users, Identity Platform is a robust identity management service delivered by Google Cloud that helps organizations add identity management functionality into their apps and services so that they can protect user accounts and scale with confidence. So, hopefully you see the tremendous amount of innovation we continue to make available for customers in cloud infrastructure, in the cloud, and on or off platform with our security services. But we also know we can't go it alone, and that organizations have had major investments in their existing security tool sets that they want to preserve. So we want to support a broad ecosystem of security partners who have brought their products and expertise to the cloud. We more than doubled our security partner ecosystem last year, and we continue to add new partners. This is just a subset of the many security technology partners that we work with across areas such as network security, endpoint protection, cloud workload protection, and many others. In all of our work on security of the cloud, security in the cloud, and security services have resulted in Google Cloud being named a security leader by industry analyst firm Forrester Research. We were recently recognized as a leader for public cloud native security and for data security platforms, with the highest ratings for strategy of any vendor. We hope that we're able to earn your trust and confidence, and you will either continue to expand your work with us or join the other organizations who work with Google Cloud to protect their users, applications, and data. Thank you for tuning in, and please visit Cloud on Air for more content from Google Cloud experts.